Seniors, stop eating these foods. They are destroying your leg strength. Have you ever stood up and felt like your legs were made of lead? Have stairs become steeper? Walks feel longer? Or simply getting out of a chair feel like a chore? You're not alone. But here's something most people won't tell you. Your legs aren't giving out just because you're aging. They're calling for help. And the culprit. Often it's sitting right on your plate. In this video, we'll explore the everyday foods silently draining the strength from your legs, and what you can eat instead to stay strong, independent, and mobile well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. I'd love to hear from you. Where are you watching this from? Drop a comment and say hello. And if you find this video helpful, type 1 in the comments. If you don't agree or want something improved, type 0. Your feedback helps me serve you better. Because this isn't just about food. It's about your freedom. The ability to move, to walk with your loved ones, to live on your own terms. So grab a warm drink, get comfortable, and stay with me until the end. You might be surprised by what's been weakening your legs all these years, without you even realizing it. The hidden culprit behind weak legs isn't time. It's this. You see, most people believe that leg weakness is just a part of aging, a natural decline, something we all have to accept eventually. But what if I told you that's not entirely true? Let me introduce you to Eleanor. She's 74, sharp as a tack, full of spirit. But she came to her doctor complaining that her morning walks had become harder. Her legs felt like tree trunks, stiff, tired, and slow. "Is this just what happens when you get old?" she asked. The doctor didn't say yes. Instead, he asked one question. "What have you been eating lately?" That question, surprisingly, led to an eye-opening discovery and a complete turnaround in Eleanor's mobility. Not with expensive treatments, not with hours of physical therapy, but with simple changes to her plate. Yes, the food you eat can either fuel your legs or steal their strength. And the worst part, some of the most harmful foods are the ones we think are completely harmless. The ones we've eaten for decades without blinking an eye. Number 1. The sweet treat that's secretly weakening your legs. Let's go back to Eleanor. After her doctor asked about her diet, she listed her usual meals. Nothing unusual: toast and jam for breakfast, a cookie with afternoon tea, some sweetened yogurt after dinner. He nodded and said, "That's the problem." She blinked. "The cookie?" "Yes, and more than that. Sugar." You see, sugar doesn't just cause weight gain or diabetes. It's a silent muscle thief. Every spoonful you stir into your coffee, every muffin you nibble, it's slowly draining the strength from your legs. How? First, sugar causes rapid spikes and crashes in your blood sugar levels. That roller coaster leaves you feeling tired, heavy, and unsteady. But it gets worse. Sugar fuels chronic inflammation, especially in joints like your knees, hips, and ankles. It makes movement painful and your muscles stiff and unresponsive. And over time, it interferes with how your body absorbs the very nutrients your legs desperately need, like calcium for bones and protein for muscle repair. The result? You feel slower, less steady. Climbing stairs becomes a chore. Walking, a burden. Eleanor's small daily indulgences were stealing her independence, one sweet bite at a time. But here's the good news. It's never too late to change. Instead of cookies, Eleanor switched to a piece of dark chocolate with nuts. Instead of sugary yogurt, she chose plain yogurt with fresh berries. Instead of white sugar, a touch of honey or dates. Her legs, they stopped aching. Her walks got longer and she started smiling again. Number 2. The crunch that cripples. Fried foods and your fading joints. You know that satisfying crunch of a golden fry? The warm, comforting taste of fried chicken? Those little indulgences can feel like a reward, a taste of nostalgia. But behind that crunch is a cruel trade-off. Let's talk about fried foods. Crispy on the outside, but dangerous on the inside, especially for your joints, circulation, and leg strength. These foods are loaded with trans fats, one of the most inflammatory substances in our diet. What does inflammation do? It attacks your joints, silently and relentlessly. Bit by bit, the cartilage in your knees wears down, the fluid that cushions your movement dries up, and suddenly, getting out of a chair, taking a stroll, or even standing at the sink feels like punishment. But that's not all. Fried foods clog your arteries, reducing blood flow to your legs. Poor circulation leads to leg cramps, heaviness, and that dragging feeling that makes every step harder than it should be. Worse yet, these foods pack on extra weight, which adds 4 times the pressure on your knees for every pound gained. So next time you see fries on the menu, ask yourself, is that moment of comfort worth a lifetime of struggle? It was a wake-up call for Eleanor. She traded fried chicken for grilled salmon, fries for baked sweet potatoes, and little by little the pain in her knees eased. Number 3. The morning habit that's eating away your muscle strength. For many seniors, there's comfort in routine. A ham and cheese sandwich, a few slices of bacon in the morning, a hot dog at the family barbecue. These aren't just foods, they're traditions. But what if those very foods were slowly stealing the strength from your legs? Let me be clear. Processed meats, like bacon, sausage, ham, deli slices, and hot dogs, are doing more harm than most people realize. They're packed with preservatives, nitrates, and sky-high levels of sodium. And while they're convenient, they come at a cost your legs can't afford. Excess sodium causes water retention, leaving your legs feeling swollen and heavy. The chemicals inside these meats trigger chronic inflammation, breaking down muscle tissue over time. Even worse, these foods interfere with how your body absorbs nutrients, like protein, iron, and B vitamins, all essential for keeping your muscles strong and your balance steady. Eleanor used to have deli turkey sandwiches for lunch every day, but after switching to grilled chicken and lentils, she noticed a change. Her legs didn't feel like sandbags anymore. She could stand longer, walk farther, breathe easier. That's the power of giving your muscles what they actually need, not just what's quick and familiar. Number 4. Salt. The tiny ingredient. With a heavy price on your legs, it's in your soup, sprinkled over your eggs, hidden in bread, cheese, and canned vegetables. Salt is everywhere, and for decades, we've been told it's just a way to make food taste better. But here's the hard truth. Too much salt doesn't just raise your blood pressure. It weighs down your legs. You see, sodium makes your body hold onto excess fluid. That's why your ankles swell, your shoes feel tighter, and your legs feel heavier with each passing day. For Eleanor, this explained a lot. She used to think the puffiness in her legs was just aging, but after reducing salt in her meals, the swelling eased. Her steps felt lighter, and most importantly, she felt in control again. But the danger of salt goes deeper. It reduces blood flow to your legs, starving your muscles of oxygen and nutrients. It leaches calcium from your bones, making them brittle and fragile. And over time, it increases your risk of fractures. One bad fall, and everything changes. The good news? You don't need to give up flavor. Just change the source. Swap table salt for herbs, garlic, lemon juice, or pink Himalayan salt. Read labels. Look for low-sodium options. Cook more meals at home, where you control the salt shaker. Eleanor now uses rosemary and lemon to flavor her food, and she doesn't miss the salt. But she sure feels the difference. Number 5. The soft, familiar foods that quietly drain your muscle power. Warm toast in the morning, a sandwich at lunch, a comforting bowl of pasta at dinner. These meals are easy, familiar, and quick. But if you're relying on white bread, white rice, or regular pasta, it's time for a wake-up call. These are refined carbohydrates, and they're silently sabotaging your legs. Unlike whole foods, refined carbs have been stripped of their natural nutrients. No fiber, no minerals, no lasting fuel. Just fast-burning starch that your body quickly converts into sugar, causing the same blood sugar spikes and crashes that we discussed earlier with sweets. And here's what that means for your legs. You get a brief boost of energy, followed by fatigue. They feed inflammation, making your joints stiff and muscles sore. They offer no real building blocks to maintain or rebuild your muscle strength. Worse still, when your muscles don't get the protein and nutrients they need, they begin to shrink, a process called muscle wasting. It's one of the key reasons why many older adults lose balance and struggle with falls. Eleanor didn't realize how much refined carbs were in her daily routine until she made a change. She switched white bread for sprouted grain bread, white pasta for quinoa or whole wheat, and added fiber-rich vegetables and healthy proteins to her meals. And you know what happened? She felt stronger. She walked farther. She stood taller, not just physically, but emotionally. Rebuild your legs, one meal at a time. Now that you know what's been silently weakening your legs, let's talk about how to reclaim your strength, starting in the kitchen. The truth is, your legs don't just need exercise. They need fuel, the right kind. And the best part? You don't need fancy superfoods or complicated recipes. Just a few mindful changes at each meal can restore strength, reduce pain, and help you move freely again. Here's a simple, powerful formula I call the Leg Strong Plate. Half your plate. Colorful vegetables rich in fiber, antioxidants, and minerals to fight inflammation and boost circulation. Think spinach, broccoli, carrots, sweet potatoes. A quarter. Clean protein, grilled chicken, baked fish, tofu, or legumes like lentils and beans. They feed your muscles and repair damage. A quarter. Whole grains. Brown rice, quinoa, oats, or sprouted grain bread give you lasting energy without sugar crashes. Flavor it with purpose. Use turmeric, garlic, rosemary, and olive oil. These aren't just for taste. They reduce joint pain and support bone strength. And don't forget hydration. Water and herbal teas help flush out inflammation, reduce swelling, and keep your muscles elastic. Eleanor started small, one meal a day. And each week her steps felt lighter, her balance steadier. No pills, no gym memberships, just real food, real change. Your legs have carried you through so much. They've walked beside loved ones, climbed stairs to tuck grandchildren into bed, stood strong through joy, through grief, through years of life. But as time passes, they ask for your help. And now you know, it's not just about age, it's about choices, small, daily choices that either weaken or restore. Eleanor didn't need a miracle, she needed awareness. And now, so do you. Because when you remove the foods that inflame, weaken, and deplete you, and replace them with real nourishment, your body responds. Your legs become steadier, your movements lighter, and your sense of independence returns. One step at a time. So please, don't wait. Start with one change. Swap the toast, skip the fried snack. Read one label. Your future self, the one still walking tall at 85, will thank you. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing from today's video that surprised you the most? Let's talk about it in the comments. Your insight might help someone else make that first move. And if this video helped you or someone you care about, please tap like, share it with a friend, and subscribe to stay with us. We'll be here, every step of the way, helping you live stronger, walk steadier, and age with grace. Because your legs aren't just limbs. They're your freedom.